Apple is currently encouraging developers to transition from the Objective-C language to Swift. The following 6 short videos cover the basics of the Swift language. Swift can be used for the development of applications for the 4 Apple platforms. Swift was designed from the ground up. It's a new language. It is based on concepts from C and Objective-C. However, it is not a superset of C. Some major differences are between the Objective-C language and Swift is there's no main. Stuff starts executing from whatever is in global space. There's no headers, and there's no preprocessor. There's a significant number of syntactical differences. 2 examples are no semicolon line termination is required, and brackets are required for all code blocks. For example, you can't have an if followed by a single statement. There's a free iBook available from Apple covering Swift 3. And there's the notion of a playground in Xcode where you can interactively play with the language. Simplest program in the world, hello world. Here's an example. It's a single statement. You notice there's no main, there's no semicolon line termination. Just simply print the string hello world. Comments in Swift are your standard / single line and your multi-line ****/. In Swift, the /* comments can be nested. Let's start getting to the meat of the subject. There's 2 keywords. There's let and var. Let defines a variable which cannot be modified. It's a constant. Variable defines a variable, in this case, j = 4. J can be modified. However, I cannot. You get an error. If you simply define a variable k with no initialization value, you get an error. The reason for that is that no type is specified. Swift is a strongly typed language, so in this case you get an error message. You can define a variable n with no initializer, but with the type specified, in this case int. You can define a variable with initializer and a type. That's perfectly fine. However, the init is not required. Basic types in Swift. There's an int, which you've already seen. There's a string. There's a character. There's a double. And there's a bool, true and false. You should use double as opposed to float because it is the native 64-bit type. It's also true for int. Now, in closing, in this short introduction, I'd like to say a few words about strings. You can concatenate them with simple plus sign. You can print a string within a string by using \parentheses. And you can simply print a variable by placing it inside the parentheses. Let's stop here. You should move on to part 2.